Hello?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I think my camera's on. Can you see me?
Yep, yep. All
Okay,
good.
cool.
Um, Nice to connect with you. So it's I'll call you Katie then. It says Dorian for some reason, but nice to connect. How are you? I apologize if I sound congested. My allergies really kicked up this morning, so a little under the weather, but I'm doing well. So, uh, where are you
Well,
located?
I've had bronchitis for a month and a half, so my voice
Oh
isn't
no.
really there either. So
Oh no, I'm sorry.
it's okay.
All right. Well, where are you located?
I'm in Daytona Beach, Florida.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Um, well, tell me about what we're going to be getting into today. I'm just typing away notes, so whenever you'd like to get started, I'm ready. So,
Okay. Well, I'm the author of Flames of the Heart. It's a combination book of the first two that I wrote. I joined them together because two of the stories in the first book completed in the second book, and I added a couple more stories just for a little intrigue and um, to get them to buy the second book or the third book. I started writing because a friend of mine at my local bookstore um, needed a short story writer for a sex website they were starting up.
wow.
And I said, I can't write that stuff. She said, if you can read it, you can write it.
Uh,
So I
I
took
like
a
that.
story in and they liked it. And I ended up writing about six more stories for them before they had issues. And so I said, well, I want the stories back. I want somebody to be able to read them. So I put the first book together as a kind of a trial error thing, and it sold. So
Wow.
then one of the girls at, I do shows at Bike Week, and one of the girls came up and said, you got to finish this story of hot stuff. She said, you can't let this just lay here. So I said, okay. I finished the story of hot stuff and put another book together. And hot stuff is the story of um, Dixie, who went through a divorce. She's a court stenographer, and she decided she had to start over. So she left Charleston, South Carolina on a bus and traveled across the country to California. And on the way, she meets this gentleman who gets on in Savannah. And they decide to get it on hot and heavy all the way across. And there's this little old lady. Now you got to understand this fantasy world, right? I write fantasy stories. So it's a three-seater bus on each side. And this little old lady is sitting in the aisle seat. And Ricky, who's her companion that she meets on the bus, says, well, I got to get this lady. I really like her. She's a cute little redhead and spitey little redhead. But I got this old lady sitting over here on the outside that's, how do I get around this, And so they gets a blanket and he covers them both up and he's necking on her and everything. They just keep an eye on this little old lady over here. And she's acting like she's asleep, but she really knows what's going on. And she's watching and but quietly. And this goes on all through the story. And but they're still getting their sexy thing on and having their fun. So when they get off the bus to go eat, Ricky's going, I want to get some good sex in here. So he grabs her, Dixie's hand, and he takes her into the men's room. And Dixie's going, no, I can't go in there. I can't. I'm not allowed in there. He said, just be quiet. He said, we're going to have some fun in here. So they experiment all the way going cross country of different places that they can have their fun and have a good experience. Where Dixie's a very laid back girl, country girl. He's from California and he's a lawyer. Um, and he's more of the world. So he's trying to wake her up and bring out her passions and her inner self. And it's working the further they're going cross country. And this little old lady is reliving her passions from her marriage with her husband through them, sort of. And And the story hypes up as it goes along. It gets better and better, and the sex gets better and better as you're going through the story. And then they get to California to her aunt's house, and her aunt says, you're not staying together in my house. Separate rooms. And Ricky's going, oh my God, I got to win this woman over so that I can get to be with Dixie. Towards the end of the story, he has fed up. He's done. He gets a hotel room and he lets her know how rich he really is, that he really does own his own law firm. He wants her bad. And he said, give me a year to be with you and let's see how this relationship grows. If we stay together, it's great, it's good. If you don't, I'll set you up on your own and you can go your own way. I left the story open on purpose on the end so that I could continue it if I chose to. And I think it would be a great movie or story, and could continue on.
Cool.
All of my stories, I end with good endings or sometimes with a little bit of a twist. I try to teach something through my through my stories to bring out something in real life that readers can relate to somewhere down the road. And if they can find something within themselves that they're lacking or missing in the real life, they can escape through those stories and find it and maybe get a little bit of satisfaction. And if I reach just one reader that it touched them in a way that taught them something or helped them to grow, then I feel like I made a success and I helped them. And I've been asked many times, did I experience everything I wrote about? And my answer to that is, you can't write what you don't know. But I don't let them know, yes, I actually did this or I actually did not do that. I don't tell them that. Let them wonder.
Sure.
But you can't write about what you don't know.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Right.
So
very true.
I love passion. I love romance. I'm a very romantic, passionate person myself. I've had a great life. As you can tell, I'm an older woman. I've written a story about an older woman learning to love a younger man, that there is, younger men aren't stupid. They're not dumb. And they have passions and stuff they can bring out in older women that were held back by parents that didn't teach and didn't open up, you know? And I have a story about playing roulette, a couch potato husband, and women can really relate to that won't get up and won't do anything. And she finds an old roulette wheel and she puts it down, and she puts numbers or pieces of paper where the numbers go. Half of them are you have something to do around the house. The other half are something sexy. And her husband goes, well, what is this doing here on the table? Well, I thought we'd play a little game. And he said, I'm not doing anything. And she said, she goes to pick it up and she's, okay, if you don't want a blowjob tonight, that's fine. He jumps up off that couch and she said, damn, I didn't think you could move that fast. And he says, well, what do we got to do? And she said, you spin the wheel and whatever it says, you got to do. And he says, all right, well, who goes first? And she said, flip a coin. So they flip a coin and it says that she goes first. So spins the wheel and where it lays, picks up the piece of paper. He says, what does it say? And she said, she looks at it again. He said, well, what does it say? She looks at it again. And he says, you got to eat me. He says, okay. So he plops back down on the couch. She goes, no. That means right now. He said, oh, right now? She goes, yes. Well, I thought we could do it when we went to bed. He said, no, we're playing a game right now.
Katie, I'm so sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
Sorry about this.
Okay.
I'm on the next person's time right now, so I'm
so sorry.
I have to jump to the next one. No problem. I had a great time listening to you. I took a lot of notes, and so I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But I appreciate you taking the time. It was really fun to hear these stories.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you. Have a great
Take
day.
care.
Hope you feel better.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.